Really kind of true. Judy, 30,040 on the
Pray, Heavenly Father, thank you, God, for you today. Thank you, God, for our leadership. God, thank you, God, allow us, Lord, to lead our schools. And Father, we pray, God, for your great wisdom and discernment. We thank you, God, for our schools. And Lord, we know there's a lot of people that are sick. Pray for Mr. Ratcliffe, right now, hospital, Lord. We pray you touch his body right now. He needs to touch. Pray be with others that are struggling with sickness. Lord, thank you for the hand of protection on our kids, solar. Pray for anything that's there. Pray, God, that you do all our staff, our families, our community. In Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Time of two recommendations, presentation. Brief comments, we get that in. No longer item 12, Thank
you, Mr. Chair. Just a few things. Started off the year strong. Had a few priors last Wednesday when the kids come back. So there were a few that didn't want to get in the car in the morning, but they made it. That's always a fun thing to do, be there. But we just really want to finish the semester strong, the year strong, and put on their graduation year before you know it. It's amazing. It seemed like we just started the year and find ourselves we were halfway. New architect's credit. I had shared at the last meeting, we have a lady in Chattanooga, River Gorge Capital, who has agreed to fund our last funding of that. The problem is that the new architect's credit criteria did a 3-year look back. The problem is the awards only came out in November, and you didn't have much time to close the deal before December 31st. They are meeting next week in San Diego. I've been talking to Eric. There is no statute, there is the law that says they can't extend the 3-year look back and extend those deals for the 2020 year, which is when the high school was done, and maybe do it in March or April. Excuse me. So that's what they're hoping to do. We are not the only ones in that boat. There are numerous other projects in 2020 that were going to be awarded, but didn't know what the awards were to November. Just didn't leave you no time with the holidays to actually close your deal. So Eric's very confident it'll happen. I don't quite share his optimism. I want to be a little bit of a realist, but he thinks it'll happen. Simply because there's no prohibition yet. We still got Neil Dunn's office, Representative Neil Dunn's office, working on it for us. So he's a huge proponent of the market tax credit stuff. So to be continued. Number 3, new carpet's been installed in the training room at the district office. Very glad that was done during the holidays. If you hadn't had a chance to go by and look at it, it looks good. Number 4, we actually met, Jeff and I and Andy, we met with school leadership, our principals, Tuesday before Christmas to discuss progress monitoring 2 data. So we had all that done up before the holidays. In a few areas, we needed to make some interventions, and they wanted to make some changes. Nothing fundamental. We didn't change anybody's class schedule per se, as far as moving somebody from this class and that person that class. Just some intervention, help, assistance, some modeling, and some other things like that. So we wanted to make sure that when the kids came back in January, they were ready to go. So I want to thank our principals for making that happen. We got some good leaders there. Number 5, local chapter of the Daughters of American Revolution. This is the Fort St. Louis chapter out of Tallahassee. Awarded Miss Hope Wilkes ESE class over $500 worth of educational games, books, and project kits. Miss Margaret Rankin is a member of that organization, and she headed up this special donation for the Toller School ESE class. Was invited, Principal Wheatley and I got to go down there and be a part of that. We got a little photo up. I'm going to do a little press release tomorrow with that, so you'll see that on Facebook. Probably get it on the website too, to Miss Lynn. But it was a neat thing. They had all kind of little things like that. So and the kids just really gravitated to it. So very thankful for them. I've already written them a thank you note. she's got a meeting, coming up on Saturday, and she said she would share that. Thank you. Working on updating our building usage agreement fees, and plan a workshop in the next few weeks. At the last board meeting, I told you about somebody this morning was interested in possibly wanting to rent some facilities for church services, and we have nothing in our facility to talk about long-term usage. And so, current fees right now hardly cover. Having something occasional, I believe these buildings belong to the taxpayer. That's just my personal opinion. I think y'all probably share that. If somebody was saying, "Hey, we're using it up here, we want them to have it up here, good space," and then we do that quite often. And we waive fees for anything that involves kids. If they're doing something for a kid, I think we have to do that. But, when you start to use something weekly, then you got to start looking at liability. You got to look at cost and all that kind of stuff. Because at some point, it might be cheaper to do that than actually build a building or have a building. So we need to make sure that's updated. I would probably guess those have not been looked at for the last 20+ years. So we just need to look at that. Before 20 years ago, we didn't have this building. Now this building's quite available. Renee kind of red flagged it because Temple Electric used Foster for a meeting over there, and they were kind of like, "That's all you're charging us?" No, cool. Probably not that they're trying to gorge anybody, but for profit, which I guess companies, but companies that's got money that can pay that, we want them to be fair, cover all of our costs. If it's the Blue Mars family reunion or anybody else want to do it, we want to be kind and do it. We'll look at that and let y'all approve that. We'll do that sooner than later. Chris Johnson, he's an auditor with Grimsley and Associates. They're the ones who conduct our internal audit each year. He was here this morning at 8:30, and we met with our school secretaries and principals, Melanie and myself. Very good training on how to handle internal funds. Very good training. Jody kept kind of lined that up sometime last year, so I appreciate her. And she's sick tonight. I could be here. She was very instrumental in talking to Chris and helping line that up. So I called him up. We were able to make that happen. Pole barn's gone up at practice field. Just keep you some updates on some things. We had an asphalt donation that's being laid at the back cave at Polar. That's done. And then poles will go on the ground and complete the beach volleyball courts at high school. Very excited about beach volleyball. They have a schedule. I think it starts at the end of February. And we'll get those schedules to you. I've never been to a beach volleyball game. This will be a first for all of us. Excited. So you'll have 2 courts side to side over there. So we'll host some and we'll travel some. Number 9, our next board meeting, our regular meeting is February 14th. That is a Tuesday. Tuesday. It is Valentine's Day, and I know y'all being the romantic fellas that y'all are, you'll probably want to take your wives to Waffle House or something. A place where you can sell cookie food. If it's okay with y'all, I'll tell you the reason why. It's half day for students that day. I'm going, if y'all will approve me to go out of town, I need to be in Tampa. I need to leave that after or midday that day to get to my FAS conference, which starts the next morning. If we could move that back one day, that's okay with y'all. Mr. Chair, is that okay with you? We'll just move it from Tuesday to Monday. And then that way y'all will have all day Tuesday to do your thing. Don't forget that now. I'll get Renee to send y'all some reminders. Make sure you get your wives chocolates. I put number 10, that's a redundant thing. I put that twice there. I'll take that out. Record. Scratch 10. About 4,500. There's Christmas parade. Thank all of y'all for your donations. Yeah. It was by donation only. So that kind of, you run a risk of was about the boy people cave. Yeah. Well, thank you. People, when you give an opportunity to give in Liberty County, they do. They always show up. Always, I love our county. Number 12, some of y'all have been on the board for a while will know what this is. Grant County Supervisor elections will be here at a special meeting. If we, I may have a little special meeting in between here in the February meeting. I'll try not to if we don't have to, but he's needing to meet with us just real quick, talk about redistricting. Florida law requires every 10 years for the county commission, the school boards to look at redistricting. I remember when I got on the board in 02, we did it probably in 04 or 03. I can't remember. It might have been 03. And so what, by law, we could actually, I don't recommend this, you can have different lines for school board district, different ones for county commission. That causes headaches for your supervisor elections. Ever since I've been on the board in 02, we've always left it the same. He will talk to us, because sometimes he'll use the training like, we got if you have Liberty County's a little different, but if you have a subdivision, now you got 1,000 more people living in that district, you may want to consider doing that. For us being not a single member district, and everybody knows, it's not so much an issue, but in a single member district, it'd be a lot more, if you're trying to keep everything even number wise. So he'll come talk to us, he'll tell us what he recommends, but obviously the board will have final say, y'all will have final say. So he'll just come talk to us about that and kind of tell us what we need to do. If we want to leave it the same, which I think we have probably for the last 20 plus years, we'll just sign off on it. That's the way we do it. Wrapping up, Chesney and I have been meeting with Ms. Sharon Gaston, with North Florida Child Development about the adult ed building right here in the front. The county was leasing that from us while they were doing repairs to the Civic Center. It's sitting there needing usage, so we thought about possibly, one of the things right now in Liberty County, there is no formal daycare. None. I've heard that somebody here in town that has 4 or 5 kids is fixing to shut down. Obviously Noah's Ark was kind of the last place that we had was kind of an organized facility. That building, as you can look at it from here, is not very big, but it could meet some needs of some kids. So we're looking at possibly, and again, we're going to try to make this be something that I don't want to necessarily, I would love to make some money off of that building. I think we can make a little bit, it's just don't sit there and then rot or not be useful for the kids and the public. So we're looking at possibly open up a small scale. Don't quote me on this, but I don't want to get out and we're trying to open a daycare and then it don't happen. And we can. But we're going to look at serving some 0 to 3 kids, ages, newborns to 3. But it will be structured anything like it was when we shut it down. If y'all remember, we were losing money. We couldn't afford to do it. It was not solid. But she's got some matching grants. So if we provide the thing, the build, if we provide 25% of what she's doing, and I think most of that could be wrapped up with maintenance and rent, and they're able to tell them for a 75% grant, pay for it. We'll see what that looks like. We're talking. We met last Friday. We're going to meet this Friday. And we're working on the budget narrative for that now. So y'all just keep your fingers crossed that we can maybe get something done and get somebody in that building. Get it going. Lastly, no school next Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that's a day for everyone. One quick thing that came in after I got this printed. Some of y'all may have seen online. The city of Bristol is looking with water repairs stuff. They started tinkering with it yesterday. Robin told her that they're on a different system than we are. We were in some training yesterday and we noticed it's good plus storm. We're on a pressure system here and at the high school. And so they come in and talk to me and they're going to do that Thursday morning. And Kevin and I talked, we're trying to figure out, you got meals that need obvious water, dishwashing, and bathrooms, big thing. They're planning on getting an early start Thursday morning around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, drain the tank, do whatever they got to do. They think 30 minutes to an hour, maybe by 8:30 we back up running. I'm a realist now. It sounds good. I asked Richard, I said, what about worst case scenario? 12 o'clock. So I talked to Stacy. They're going to prepare in the lunchroom, breakfast, try to do things that won't require water. Obviously, they can store some water in some sinks, for dishes and all, temporarily. The bathrooms are the big thing. So if we see by not too long after 8:30 that there's not going to be toilets for a couple hours, so I don't know any other thing that's in the kids' home. Now, they could use, Kevin was talking about, they could use some of the bathrooms,
Baseball.
softball, baseball field. But you got 300 plus youngs. So this is one of the, so Kevin and I both have been in conversation with them. My first thing today was, how about Saturday? Can you do it Saturday? Or Monday? And they've contracted whoever's supposed to come, a team of contractors are coming, and this is the only time they can come. So have you looked something that?
Okay. You got to go back and have to, I don't give no like 1 o'clock. Everybody can use the bathroom, everybody can work. So we got a contract. So I'll go to Parrot Square. I don't look at it kids that we take care of.
I don't want that, so I'm still kind of figuring out how to get that, you know, kind of keep your head on the swivel with parents, because how, you know, we may have to send some kids home. I just, Thursday. Yeah, so I need to do something tomorrow, and just kind of let everybody know, keep your head on the swivel. You know,
I got to take a picture now.
yeah,
That wasn't good.
it's not good when you got, you know, that's a whole pressure system over, you don't have tanks, you know, like. Richard said the pressure on the water, it only went from 50 to 40 yesterday. It's now to 40 now. It was, you could plus 40 here. I think, it's hard to believe that.
I know.
It would ruin out 50. 40 pounds, you still have some money somewhere. So anyway, that's our challenge for the rest of the week. I'd already printed it up. If you get any calls, you know, obviously refer them to me. It's a little easier if that happens up here. We can send everybody home to work for that day. I hope we don't have to do that, but we'll probably know. I figure sometime between 8:30 and 9 if it's going to happen or not.
And that's part of the important business. That's what I know. That's, you know, there's everything. They're not, I just went ahead.
You know, so we can make a plan there. We're not, it is what it is, but we may have to make some adjustments. So, you know, the Thursday and then that's. We would not want to be disrupted. That would cause some problems for us from us, and you know, have to make 2 runs that day. Have to run high school kids on, and then come back and run the whole in the hospital.
Well, you know, that's something on the track. We take it about, you know, no problem.
We'll make it work, but that's kind of circumstances going out of control. You know, Kevin said him and whoever can be there to help them, whatever they need. Any questions about anything?
It's number 5. Addition corrections to the agenda. Need a motion for addition corrections to consent item 18. Motion. Final second. Secretary, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item B. Need a motion to add emergency item 10A, B, C, D, and E. A motion. Secretary, second. Motion, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 6. Approve agenda. Need a motion to approve agenda for January 10th, 2023. Have a motion? Moore, second. Fowler, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 7. Approve the minutes. Need a motion to approve December 15th, 2022 regular meeting minutes. Motion. Secretary, second. Fowler, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 8. Item 8, be a motion to approve the following financial reports and transactions. Special report for December 2022, finance statement for December 2022, budget amendments for December 2022, and they are, the numbers are 110-01, 420-01, 443-01, 445-02. And then next, bills and payrolls for December 2022. Motion.
Motion.
Mr. Long, second, Mr. Moore. Any discussion? Opposed, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, need a motion to approve January 10th, 2023 personnel consent table with additional correction. Have a motion? Mr. Secretary, second.
Second.
Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item C. Need a motion to approve January 10th, 2023 out of field teacher. Have a motion? Mr. Moore, second. Second, Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item D. Need a motion to approve January 10th, 2023 updated sub list. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Flower, second, Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 9. Action items. Need a motion to approve travel expenditure in the amount of $655 superintendent to attend the FAD's 2023 Spring Leadership Conference to be held February 15th to the 17th, 495. Have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Moore, second. Secretary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item B. Need a motion to approve travel expenditure in the amount of $527 for Ms. Melanie King, Finance Director, to attend annual financial reporting workshop to be held February 2nd, 2023 in Leesburg, Florida. Motion? Secretary, second. Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item C. Need a motion to approve the intensive after-school and weekend academic grant funded personnel consent payment. A motion? Moore, second. Secretary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item 10, emergency item. Item 8, need a motion to approve to hire the following as a STEM math coach to support targeted math intervention, 3 hours per week, at employee's hourly rate, beginning January 3rd, 2023, and ending May the 31st. 2024 to be paid for targeted mathematics STEM grants. Samantha Lucy Cole, Cassie Biscuits Foster. Have a motion? Secretary, second.
Second.
Ms. Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Item B, need a motion to approve drop request for Shelley Stafford, teacher at Newton County High School, taking January 1st, 2023, with final time of termination date to be effective no later than December 31st, 2027. Motion? Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Flower, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item C, need a motion to approve Nita M. Valley 21st Century Community Learning Center, 21st CCLC, continuation project award notification for program period of 8th of 1st of 22 to the 7th of 31st of 23. Motion?
Motion.
Flower, second. Secretary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item D, need a motion to approve driving choice grant program, FDOE project award notification program, period of 7th, 1st of 22 to the 6th, 3rd of 23. Have a motion? Motion. Moore, second. Secretary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item E. Need a motion to approve drop request of Beth Brown, 21st Century Project Manager, effective January 1st, 23. Final termination, retirement termination date to be effective no later than December 31st, 2027. Motion. Motion, Secretary, second.
Second.
Ms. Flower, any discussion?
That date, the date correct, 4 years.
Say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item 11, board policy items. Need a motion to approve second reading of policy manual update by 43, number 1, due to 2022. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by, Secretary. Second by Howard. Any discussion?
One thing, Mr. Chair, I do have a question about some of the stuff on there. Will say that you cannot put it on a consent agenda. If y'all look back, just if you're, go back to number 8 under consent items, we have a consent agenda. We don't typically, y'all don't typically use it like a consent agenda, but you could by consent. I know this, we did this at our PAC board meetings. When I was board chair, I put this on here. You can, if y'all choose, you can say like on consent items, that consent agenda, things that you usually do every month, paying bills, consent table, whatever. You can say by consent, we're gonna put A, B, C, D in one package. That way you don't have to make individual motions. Some of the new policies regarding parental involvement in library book selection and all that, they don't want you to do it that way. They want you to do it, pull those things off the agenda and make sure those are individually voted on items. That way it kind of keeps the board from kind of putting it up under something and parents feel like, we didn't even know that y'all did that because you did it by consent. So that's, I explained that to do a little bit, that purpose behind that. So, if you read through some of those that said you can't do it by consent, that's what it means. It doesn't mean the consent of the board, it means you can't put it on a consent agenda. They want you to do that. And anytime, even on a consent agenda, you can say, okay, I want to pull A off. I want to vote on that separately, because that's the thing that's about that. You can absolutely do that, but that's what that consent agenda part is there. We can keep, y'all keep doing it the way you want to, or if you say you want to put it all in the package, you can do that. We'll do that with our PAC board, makes just save time, because we have such a long agenda. We just say, Mr. Chair, we'll take the time of A, B, C, D, and all of one vote. That's all that means. Nothing more, nothing less.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, board member concerns, Flower.
I just again want to thank everybody involved in the fundraiser down there. That was one of the best fundraisers we've had. And thank you all for thanking the students and doing that. The thing the girls had meeting last night, they played again tonight, so we got to get out there and cheer on. And appreciate everything everybody does. I'll give anybody, all. That's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. You get better. I think that's what I'm saying. Mr. Secretary? Mr. Moore?
Everybody stays away from the cold bucket show. It's taking me about 2 weeks. And Jody and Andy and several other people in those communities. Especially.
I just got a report from Daryl Duggar. He went to go visit Mr. Rouse. Said he's sitting up, having a little tough time breathing, but he's telling jokes. He's back there. He's getting better.
Okay, voting comment. 14, voting to adjourn. More, Secretary?